So this part of my channel will only be covering movies, any movie news, big leaks that have come out about certain movies that I love. I'm a huge movie guy. I go see movies all the time. I always, I'm kind of this anxious person when it comes to movies because I love stories. And with Marvel Studios coming out like 10 years ago, I love what they've been doing. They've been releasing movies, probably 3 or 4 movies every year, nonstop, just giving us a lot of content. Like I love it. Their story's great. The timeline's a little jumpy, but this video I want mainly to be about Spider-Man Far From Home. And the big question after people seeing this trailer is, does it take place before Endgame or after Endgame, or before Infinity War and after Endgame? No one truly knows, but Kevin Feige came out and said this movie takes place in the aftermath of Endgame. And no one knows what's going to happen in Endgame. They did a really good job in the trailer of not giving any spoilers, which is surprising to me. With Far From Home, I don't see how they could not passport, and it doesn't have a year on it. I think they took the year out. I'm pretty sure in the movie we're going to see the year, which will kind of give us more explanation of when this movie is actually taking place. I'm pretty sure it's taking place in the summer, but no one knows which summer it's taking place. Is it the summer before Endgame or Infinity War or after Endgame? Like no one knows because right now Spider-Man's dead. A lot of big characters that they just introduced are dead, and I want to cover some villains that people are speculating. Like they think the water guy is Hydro Man. They think Molten Man's in it. They think the big rock guy is Sandman. And to me, I don't think any of those villains are who we think they are. Because of course, the main villain that we know that's confirmed is Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, and then you have Michael Keaton playing Vulture. Chameleon supposed to make an appearance in the movie, but we don't really know yet because the movie's not out. And my whole plot to this is, well, Mysterio. If you read the comics, he's an illusionist. He worked on special effects for movies, and he wasn't really a powerful guy. He just used illusions to defeat his opponents. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm going to talk about this one theory first of who the three elemental characters are. I don't think it's Hydro Man, Sandman, or Molten Man. I think it's now. This is like my not as confident theory. I don't really believe in this theory, but I think it's the elementals. But if it's the elementals, they're missing one character, and that's the character that I forget her name, but she handles wind, and the other three handle water, fire, and earth. And you see those three in the trailer, but I now this leads to my other theory. I think the bigger theory is it's all an illusion played by Mysterio. His character in the comics is that he feeds off of attention. He wants to be in front of the screen. Now this is dicey, but I feel as if that he planned this whole thing to give him the spotlight. When he first makes his appearance in the trailer, you see him without a helmet, and he's just showing his face like he's in the spotlight. That exact scene looks exactly like the scene in Infinity War when Thor drops down on end of the battle in Wakanda when they're fighting off trying to defend Envision. So I think it's all an illusion. And then at the very end of the trailer, you see Tom Holland looking at Mysterio on the news like, who is this guy? Like, what is he doing? I think Tom Holland knows what's going on. Like, I think it's all a big illusion that Mysterio is playing on Spider-Man. Or maybe he doesn't know who Spider-Man is. He's just doing it to do it for the spotlight. We don't know. But there's one other thing I want to talk about, and we didn't see this in Far From Home back in 2017, and that was Spider-Man didn't have his spider senses. We didn't see that. We didn't see that until the very beginning of Infinity War when Peter Parker was going on a field trip, and then he saw the big donut in the sky, and he saw his hair raise up. Now, honestly, when I saw that trailer before Infinity War came out, it kind of gave me cold chills because we hadn't seen that yet. And when Nick Fury shows up in him and Ned's room, he shoots Ned, but notice how Peter Parker doesn't react to anyone being in there because he's not in danger. Peter Parker's spider sense only happens when he's in danger, and he wasn't in danger. Ned was in danger, so that means his spider senses only react to like for him, and when he's in danger. And I think that's a cool little thing they added in the trailer because we've only gone into a little bit of Peter Parker's powers and what he can do. Now, also, I want to talk about how this could maybe Endgame could maybe set up some multiple like timelines, multiverses. If you saw Into the Spider-Verse, which in my opinion is the best Spider-Man movie out right now, forget Tobey Maguire. The Amazing Spider-Man series was trash. I really love Marvel Studios and Sony's adaptation of Spider-Man, where they kind of don't give him a backstory, or they give him a backstory, but they don't give him the intro of how he gets his powers. It's just they jump into it. He's just a teenager in high school. He gets bitten by a spider, and it just goes on his daily life of being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, if you saw Into the Spider-Verse, they introduce the concept of the multiverse, and this exists in basically any comic book timeline. I know in DC it's a huge thing. It's really cool how they do it in DC, but Marvel, they have it, but it's not as heavily pushed upon you that there's a multiverse. Endgame could possibly set up some multiverses. They might have to do this to introduce X-Men and Fantastic Four, but we also don't know what they're going to do with that because the deal won't be finalized up until I think either right before Captain Marvel comes out or right after, which is in March. And I'm just super excited to see where all this goes. I really want to see the X-Men back in movies because I think Fox, the first X-Men in 2000 was really good, and the two after that I didn't like. I love Days of Future Past. That's one of my favorite superhero movies. I loved First Class. I just love the whole cast that they have, the young cast that they had for those movies. Talk about how Kevin Feige said that Far From Home is supposed to fix something within the timeline that they've messed up on. No one knows what that is. We're not going to know until the movie comes out, but I want to know what you guys think of, the whole multiverse theory, who you guys think the villains are in the movie, how you think this whole movie is going to play out. I really want to know what you guys think because it's bugging me. It's making me itch because I really want to see what happens in this movie. Like, that's how anxious I am. I know some people who, they don't watch trailers because they don't want to spoil anything because they know they're going to go see the movie. I can't do that. I just can't do that. I have to, as soon as the trailer drops, I'm watching it on the spot. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one.